Welcome to the Senior Health video. This video will talk about 8 amlodipine skin side effects your doctor might not warn you about. Have you ever started a new blood pressure medication and suddenly noticed your skin changing in ways that felt strange or unsettling? Maybe it was a warm flush across your cheeks, an itch that kept you awake, or a small rash that made you pause for a moment and wonder if something was wrong. If you have ever had that feeling that your body was trying to tell you something, you are not alone, and you are right to pay attention. What begins as a mild irritation can sometimes be the very first sign of a reaction your doctor never had the chance to warn you about. Here's the part most people never hear. Some of the most serious reactions linked to this common hypertension medication do not start in your heart or your blood vessels. They appear right on your skin. These reactions can show up within days or weeks. They can shift from mild to severe without warning, and they often disguise themselves as harmless dryness or simple allergies. When you overlook these signals, your skin may be letting you miss a much deeper message your body is trying to send. That is why understanding these early signs is not just helpful, it is essential for your safety. But here's the good news that puts you back in control. Once you know the 8 major skin changes connected to this medication, you can recognize them quickly, stay ahead of complications, and protect your health with confidence. You will learn what each reaction looks like, why it happens, and exactly what steps to take when you see it. So if you want to stay safe while still getting the heart protection you rely on, stay with me. What you discover today may help you catch a warning sign long before it becomes something far more serious. Number 1. Maculopapular rash. When you first hear the term maculopapular rash, it may sound like a distant medical phrase, but for many people taking this medication, it becomes the very first visible sign that the body is reacting in a way you never expected. This rash often begins as small red spots that slowly blend into raised patches, and what makes it so important is that it rarely appears by accident. It usually shows up during the first few weeks of treatment, which means your skin may be giving you an early warning long before you feel anything else. Many viewers do not realize that this reaction is driven by your own immune system, as the medication binds to proteins in your skin and creates new signals your body sees as foreign. That process can trigger inflammation spreading from your trunk to your arms and legs and leaving you confused about what is happening. To understand how real this can be, imagine a viewer who noticed a faint red patch on her shoulder after only 14 days on her new prescription. At first she ignored it, thinking it was just dry skin, but within a week it spread in a pattern that felt too symmetrical to be random. Her experience reflects the science because studies show this reaction follows a predictable timeline as your T cells become sensitized. The good news is that early recognition allows you to act quickly by speaking with your doctor and adjusting treatment before the inflammation becomes more severe. But only knowing this first reaction is not enough, because there is another one that can appear even faster and carry a much stronger punch. Number 2, urticaria. While the maculopapular rash slowly builds over days, urticaria arrives in a completely different way, which is why BAN must pay even closer attention. Urticaria is a rapid onset skin reaction marked by raised red welts that appear suddenly, itch intensely, and shift across your body within minutes to hours. What makes this reaction especially alarming is how quickly it can escalate. One moment your skin feels normal, and the next you notice a warm sting, followed by patches that look swollen and irritated. Many viewers mistake this for a simple allergy, but the truth is that these hives often reflect your immune system, releasing powerful histamines in response to the medication. To understand how disruptive this reaction can be, imagine noticing a rash on your arm in the morning, only to see it vanish and reappear on your chest by the afternoon. This constant movement is one of the clearest clues that your body is reacting to this drug rather than something you touched or ate. Studies confirm that some people produce specific antibodies that heighten the response, creating cycles of swelling that can last for days if untreated. In more severe cases, the swelling can deepen and affect areas like the lips or eyelids, which is why recognizing the early signs is essential. The reassuring part is that prompt communication with your doctor can help adjust your dose or choose a safer alternative before the reaction becomes persistent. Cold compresses and antihistamines may offer temporary relief, but the true solution is ensuring the medication no longer triggers your immune response. And yet understanding urticaria is only one step because another skin reaction can appear even without visible welts, and it can be even more misleading. But knowing this alone still is not enough because what comes next may catch you off guard in a completely different way. Number 3, pruritus. Unlike urticaria, which shows itself through sudden welts, pruritus brings a completely different challenge because this reaction arrives without any visible rash at all. That is what makes it so confusing for many viewers. You feel an intense itch across your arms, your back, or even your scalp. Yet when you look in the mirror, nothing seems wrong. This invisible irritation is one of the most overlooked early skin reactions linked to this medication, and it can quietly disrupt your sleep, your focus, and even your emotional comfort long before you realize what is happening. The sensation often worsens in the evening, which means may find yourself lying awake, wondering why your skin feels like it is crawling, even though you cannot see a single mark. Scientific studies show that this itch is caused by changes in nerve sensitivity and histamine release triggered as the medication increases blood flow near the skin. That increase in warmth may seem harmless at first, but for some people it activates nerve pathways that amplify every small sensation. Imagine a viewer who thought her nightly itching was just dry air in winter. She tried switching lotions and detergents, but nothing helped because the real trigger was happening deeper in her skin. Only after speaking with her doctor did she learn that the new medication she started 3 weeks earlier was the cause all along. The encouraging part is that early awareness gives real power. Antihistamines and cooling creams may bring short relief, but the long-term fix comes from adjusting the dose or switching medications under medical guidance. Pruritus may be silent on the surface, but it can reveal an important message your body is trying to send. But even understanding this hidden itch is not enough because the next reaction brings heat and redness that can see instantly, and it can escalate even faster. Number 4, flushing. While pruritus hides beneath the surface, flushing announces itself instantly, which is why must pay close attention the moment it happens. Flushing appears as a sudden wave of redness, heat and warmth spreading across your face, neck, or upper chest, and it often arrives without warning. One minute your skin feels normal, and the next you feel a rush of heat that makes you uncomfortable or even embarrassed in public. Many viewers mistake this for emotional stress or spicy food, but the real cause is often a surge in blood flow triggered by this medication as it widens your skin's tiny blood vessels. That widening or vasodilation may seem harmless at first, yet for some people it creates intense episodes that repeat throughout the day. Research has shown that this reaction can increase blood flow to the skin by up to 60%, which explains why the heat feels so strong. Women, especially those post-menopause, often experience this reaction more intensely due to natural changes in vascular sensitivity. Imagine a viewer who felt her cheeks burning every time she took her evening dose. She thought it was just anxiety until she noticed it happening even when she was calm and relaxed. Only later did she learn that the timing matched the peak level of the medication in her bloodstream. The helpful part is that you can manage flushing effectively. Staying hydrated, avoiding very hot drinks, and adjusting the timing of your dose may reduce intensity while speaking with your doctor can open the door to a gentler option if episodes become too frequent. Flushing is uncomfortable, but it is also one of the most visible warnings that the medication is affecting your circulation more aggressively than expected. But knowing this alone still leaves unprepared because the next reaction does not cover large areas of skin. Instead, it targets specific spots where contact triggers inflammation and irritation in a much more focused way. Number 5, contact dermatitis. After the broad and visible heat of flushing, the next reaction feels much more targeted, which is why must recognize its pattern quickly. Contact dermatitis appears as a focused area of redness, irritation, swelling, or small fluid-filled bumps that develop exactly where the medication or its metabolites come into contact with your skin. Unlike other reactions that spread widely across the body, this one forms a clear boundary and often becomes more intense each time the area is exposed. Many viewers think it is caused by soaps or detergents, yet the true trigger is often your immune system reacting to a chemical your skin now recognizes as a threat. This delayed hypersensitivity response can take 24 to 72 hours to appear, making it easy to overlook the connection. Scientific findings show that certain byproducts of this medication created by your liver can be even more irritating than the medication itself, which explains why the reaction sometimes appears even when you have not touched the pill directly. Imagine a viewer who noticed a persistent red patch on her wrist. She changed her lotion, her laundry soap, and even her bracelet, but the irritation continued. Only after a patch test at her dermatologist's office did she discover the reaction was linked to her medication rather than anything she was wearing. The positive news is that contact dermatitis can be managed effectively. Avoiding direct exposure using soothing topical creams and discussing alternative medications with your doctor can calm the inflammation and protect your skin. This reaction may seem mild at first, but it serves as an early sign that your immune system is becoming more reactive. But understanding this focused irritation is still not the whole picture, because the next reaction can spread dramatically and create target-shaped lesions that demand urgent attention. Number 6, erythema multiforme. While contact dermatitis stays confined to small areas, the next reaction is far more dramatic, which is why BAN must understand its warning signs the moment they appear. Erythema multiforme presents as distinct target-shaped lesions that often look like red circles with a darker center surrounded by a pale outer ring. These lesions may appear on your arms, legs, or even your face, and they often arrive in clusters that seem to multiply quickly. Many viewers mistake them for insect bites or simple irritation, but this pattern is one of the clearest signals that your immune system has entered a more aggressive state. Instead of reacting only at the surface, it begins attacking skin cells directly, which creates the signature bullseye pattern. Scientific evidence shows that this reaction is driven by activated T cells attacking keratinocytes, the main cells of your skin. That is why the lesions can be painful, tender, or warm to the touch. Imagine a viewer who woke up one morning with what she thought were mosquito bites on her forearm. By the afternoon, the spots developed dark centers and expanded outward into perfect rings. She grew worried when new rings appeared on her knees and realized this was not a bite at all. Her dermatologist later confirmed it was erythema multiforme linked to her medication, and immediate treatment was required. The urgent part is that this reaction must be evaluated by a medical professional quickly. Stopping the medication under supervision is often necessary, and soothing treatments may help reduce inflammation as your skin heals. Recognizing the target pattern early can prevent the reaction from spreading or becoming more severe. Erythema multiforme is not common, but when it appears, it demands rapid attention. But even understanding such a serious pattern still is not enough, because the next reaction does not change your skin's color or shape first. Instead, it quietly thins your hair and affects your appearance in a very different way. Number 7, alopecia. After witnessing the bold target-shaped lesions of erythema multiforme, the next reaction may seem gentler on the surface, yet it carries a deep emotional impact, which is why BAN must recognize it early. Alopecia linked to this medication often appears as slow, steady hair thinning rather than sudden bald patches. You may notice more strands on your pillowcase, extra shedding in the shower, or a widening part line that becomes harder to ignore. Many viewers assume it is just age or stress, but this type of diffuse thinning often reflects changes within the hair follicle itself as the medication disrupts calcium-dependent processes needed for healthy hair growth. Scientific studies reveal that this reaction pushes hair follicles into a premature resting phase, which means the strands loosen and fall out more easily. Imagine a viewer who started noticing that brushing her hair left her with what looked like twice the normal amount of shedding. She switched shampoos, adjusted her diet, and even tried supplements, but nothing helped, because the true cause was her medication altering her hair cycle over several months. When her doctor adjusted her treatment plan, her hair eventually regained thickness, proving that recognition and action can make a real difference. The encouraging part is that alopecia caused by this medication is usually reversible. With proper medical guidance, BAN can modify your dosage or move to a different option that supports your cardiovascular health without affecting your hair. Some people also benefit from topical treatments that stimulate growth during the recovery phase. Although alopecia is not physically painful, it can be emotionally difficult, which is why acknowledging it early matters. But even understanding this gradual thinning is still not enough, because the final reaction does not cause redness or itching or hair loss. Instead, it causes bleeding under the skin and demands immediate attention. Number 8, purpuric eruptions. While alopecia affects your confidence slowly over time, this final reaction strikes with far more urgency, which is why BAN must understand its warning signs immediately. Purpuric eruptions appear as small purple or red spots that do not fade when you press on them, and this simple detail makes them one of the most important skin changes you can identify. These spots form when tiny blood vessels under your skin begin to leak, causing blood to collect just beneath the surface. Many viewers confuse these marks with simple bruises, yet the key difference is that purpura does not appear after an injury. It appears on its own, often on the legs or feet where pressure is higher. Scientific evidence shows that this reaction is linked to changes in platelet function and vascular integrity triggered by the medication's effect on calcium within the cells that support your blood clotting process. Imagine a viewer who suddenly noticed a cluster of purple spots on her lower legs after waking up. She assumed she had bumped into something the day before, but when the spots increased the next morning without any injury, she realized something more serious was happening. Her doctor confirmed that her platelet function was impaired, and she needed immediate evaluation to protect her health. The critical part is that purpuric eruptions must be treated as a medical priority. You should notify your doctor right away so they can stop the medication safely and run tests to rule out clotting disorders. Early action can prevent more severe complications and ensure your cardiovascular treatment stays safe and effective. Purpuric eruptions may be rare, but when they appear, they offer one of the strongest warnings your skin can provide. But just knowing this reaction is not the end of your journey, because now BAN need to understand how all 8 signs connect and what steps will protect your health moving forward. After exploring all 8 skin reactions, you can now see how clearly your body tries to communicate with you long before a problem becomes dangerous. Your skin is not just a surface, it is a powerful early warning system, and recognizing these signals gives BAN the ability to protect your health with confidence. Whether it is a simple itch, a sudden flush, a patterned lesion, or a purple spot that refuses to fade, each sign matters because each one helps you act early. And early action is what keeps BAN safe. Here is the most important message. You are not powerless in this process. You can talk with your doctor, adjust your medication safely, and choose the options that support both your heart and your skin. Many viewers feel afraid when their body changes, but BAN do not have to face these symptoms alone. With the right steps and clear understanding, you can stay healthy, stay informed, and stay in control of your treatment. Small changes made today can prevent bigger complications tomorrow, and the fact that you watched this far already shows that you care about your well-being more than you may realize. If you found these insights helpful, remember that this journey does not end here, because the next video will guide BAN through the early internal signs you must watch for long before skin symptoms ever appear. These signals can help you understand exactly how your body reacts from the inside out, so BAN can stay ahead of any risk and protect your long-term health. Before you go, make sure to save this video so you can return to these warning signs whenever you need them. And if you want more clear science-based health guidance tailored for seniors and those who care for them, subscribe to the channel now. That way, you will never miss new medical updates or practical tips that help BAN stay healthier, stronger, and more confident every single day. Your health matters, and you deserve information that truly protects you.